provider, have you ever wanted to raise the rates on the services that you offer? Maybe you want to work a little bit quicker or add more consistency in the work that you do from client to client. Or maybe you just want to feel more confident selling your services. Whether you said yes to one or all of those things, this training is for you. I'm Lori Reeves, founder of Brand Strength and creator of Brand School. I help coaches, consultants, and other professional service providers strengthen the foundation of their brand so that they can be optimized for organic business growth before paying for traffic. Why is that important? Because if you start paying for traffic before you have a good business foundation, a few bad things can happen. First of all, the payments that you make for your advertising may not work at all. And if you get lucky and they do work and you start driving traffic to a business that doesn't have a good foundation set up, then you're going to be overwhelmed, overworked, and possibly want to just throw in the towel. So I want to help people who are struggling to build their brand do things that help them with organic business growth while they're strengthening their foundation. So you don't have to worry about not making money while you're building the foundation. You will have organic growth while you're doing it, but then once you're ready and you start paying for traffic to come to you, you're very set up and equipped to handle them. Brand School is my low-cost monthly program that helps people just like you put the whole foundation in place while they grow their business. It's only $7 a month, and there's live coaching within the program. You can learn more at checkoutbrandschool.com. Okay, now let's get to the training. In this training, I'm going to teach you a framework that you can use again and again that will help you understand how to get better results for your clients, grow your confidence and raise your rates, and stand out from competitors. I call it my Irresistible High-Value Offering Formula. So how can a high-value offering help you grow your business organically? Well, if you help your clients achieve better results, it's going to increase the raveability of your brand. Your clients are going to want to talk about the transformation that you helped them achieve. And a brand that gets talked about is one that grows organically. So that's what we want to focus on in this training. There are 6 essential ingredients of a high-value offering. Now, before we dive in, let's set the stage a little bit. These ingredients fit into a very easy to understand grid. Now, while it's easy to understand and it may seem simple, it can be complex to achieve it. You must have experience delivering your service to at least some people. If you're brand new and you haven't done what you want to sell to somebody before, you won't know enough about what you need to do and how your clients will progress through that service to be able to increase the value of that offering. Now, you don't have to have been paid for the service that you're providing, but you do need to have some experience in offering that service. And everything that happens in this formula happens after your client has hired you. So we're not going to be talking about client acquisition in this training. However, what's included in the formula will help improve your marketing efforts and increase your efficiency so that it will be possible for you to serve more clients later than you are currently and get them better results. Here's a visual of the high-value offering grid. The bright yellow spots are for the labels. So you'd think that the 6 essential ingredients are in the 2 columns with the darker borders, but that's not actually how it works. It's easier to remember if you think about it in a slightly different way. The 6 essential components of an irresistible high-value offering are actually in the 2 seafoam colored columns you see here. So let's take a look at what's in the whole grid first. First, you have your offering and your client. Then down the first column on the left, we have before, during, and after. As far as your offering is concerned, before is your onboarding, or what you do right after somebody hires you and you're getting ready to serve them. During is the service you provide, or your main service delivery period. And after is your offboarding, or sending your clients on their way once you're finished providing your service. In the client column, however, each block is the same. But your client is not the same kind of person in each block. Obviously, it's the same client, but they grow throughout the process. So first, you want to define what your client is thinking, feeling, and doing before you provide your service. Next, you define what your client is thinking, feeling, and doing during the time of working with you. And last, you will define what your client is thinking, feeling, and doing after you have worked with them. So the 6 essential components in the grid are before, during, and after, and thinking, feeling, and doing. And that will help you remember the framework moving forward. There are 3 phases to increasing the value and irresistibility of your offer. Phase 1 is focused on creating a process of delivering the offering you currently have in a more consistent, branded, and efficient manner to increase the perceived value of it. Now in Phase 2, you're going to be adding components to your offering that will help your clients achieve better results and help you get better testimonials and referrals. And then in Phase 3, you're optimizing the messaging around your offering to make it irresistible to your dream clients. Phases 1 and 2 only deal with the before, during, and after of your offering. Phase 3 deals with what your clients are thinking, feeling, and doing. Now, to be fair, you should be continuously working on your messaging until you feel like you're attracting the exact right clients. But when you work on your messaging after you've finished Phase 2, it becomes much more impactful and allows you to really narrow down your messaging so that you're attracting the exact perfect clients for the service that you have. In this training, we're only going to be covering using the grid to help you accomplish Phase 1. Okay, let's dig into Phase 1. The goal of Phase 1 is to create a process of delivering the offering you currently have in a more consistent, branded, and efficient manner so that you can increase the perceived value of it. You're not actually adding value to your service, but you are making it feel like a more luxurious offering. Now remember, this is about the before, during, and after of your offering. To accomplish this goal, there are 2 steps: assessment and revision. So in this phase, let's talk about what you will do to assess your onboarding or your before situation. What do you create, give, collect, set up, grant access to, or send to each client who you're onboarding? If you can create a consistent process for your clients, it'll help you in a few ways. Well, first of all, it equalizes the experience for all clients. It can also take some of the workload off your shoulders when you're onboarding a client. If you always do things in a certain way or in a particular order, you can do them quicker than if you're flying by the seat of your pants. Just as a side note, I teach exactly how to add this consistency to your onboarding in addition to resources that help you do it in Brand School, which is my $7 a month program. Okay, now let's talk about the revision of your onboarding. Do you have a consistent onboarding process, or are you creating everything on the fly? How could you add consistency or automation to your onboarding process? Depending on what you need to do during your onboarding, you might need to either create documents or implement tools that you can use or send to your clients each time, or that you can quickly customize and then send to your client. If you reuse a lot of the same information from client to client, setting up software like MemberVault, which is actually intended to be used for online courses but works very well in providing content consistently to multiple clients, could be very valuable to you. And even if you only use a program like MemberVault for your onboarding, it would allow you to do the work once when you're setting it all up and then present it to each client individually, which saves you time in the long run. If you need to hold appointments or meetings with your new clients, you might need to set up appointment scheduling software like Calendly, which is what I use, or Acuity or Appointee or something else so that you can quickly send a link to your client, and then your client can choose an available time in your schedule that works with their calendar as well. So there are no more back and forth emails about, does this time work for you? Oh, that time doesn't work for me, until you can set an appointment. All right, now let's talk about the assessment of your service delivery, or the during portion. This assessment involves looking at your step-by-step task list, or what you do in order as you progress through the service that you offer with each client. It also consists of looking at your typical timeline and firmly understanding that. Do you have a method of reviewing the progress that's being made, either by you or your client, depending on the service that you provide? And do you have a method of determining if your client is happy with the progress or needs or wants a change in the program? Now let's talk about the revision section of your service delivery. Most of what you need to have in place for the during part of your offering helps you communicate with your client to set expectations. So if you don't have that step-by-step task list or an understanding of your timeline, then you're not going to be able to clearly communicate that with your client, and so your client's not going to know what to expect. It's much easier to trust a process and a service provider if you know what you're going to do, how long it'll take to get there, and what the journey will be like along the way. So if you don't have all of this written out and formalized, it is much harder to communicate consistently with each client. Plus, having all this clear communication about your process is an indication that you're a professional with experience and that you're capable of leading your clients to the results that they're looking for. Now let's talk about the assessment of your offboarding, or the after portion. How do you know when you're done? In the case of some services, it's easy to know when you're done. So like if you're a website designer, the website's completely built, then you know you're done. But in other services like life coaching, it can be much harder to know when you're done, unless you have like an indicator or a clear definition of what done looks like for your client. What do you give your client upon the culmination of services? How do you ask for feedback or referrals? Do you offer a follow-up or a post-offering service? Now let's talk about the revision of your offboarding, or the after portion. Creating something to give to your client once your services are done can take some time, each time that you serve someone. But it can also feel incredibly rewarding for your client to receive something that demonstrates the transformation they've been through. And depending on what you give them, it could also prompt them to shout your name from the rooftops because you went above and beyond what they thought they would get. It's kind of like this final package that tells them, like, your money was well spent. Look at what we accomplished. Do you use a standard set of questions to collect feedback for improvement and/or testimonials? If you don't, and you don't have anything created yet where you can easily and quickly gather those answers, you could use a free form like Google Forms, and you can set that up really quickly. And then you can just send that out to each client that you work with so that you know you're getting the answers to the questions that will help you understand what you need to do differently in the future, and or give you great fodder for testimonials. And if you're using the same set of questions, you could at some point do a compilation of people's answers to the same question, which can be more impactful because other people can see that you've worked with multiple people who are saying this great thing about you in response to a question. Also, offering a follow-up or a post-service offering can help your client feel supported as they move forward. Or it could help them tackle another problem area that you are qualified to help them address. So those are the essentials of the Irresistible High-Value Offering Formula, and an overview of using Phase 1 to increase the perceived value of the offering you currently have. If you'd like an expanded outline of this formula with ideas you can use to increase the value of your offering, join my email list and I'll send you the expanded outline for free. You can go to brandstrength.co/expanded outline to grab the outline. Or, if you'd like even more information about putting all 3 phases of this formula to use for your business and having resources that will help you put it all together so that you can create a luxurious high-end experience for your clients and get them better results and stand out from your competition, join Brand School for just $7 a month. A deep dive masterclass of this training, fully fleshed out, is available to you when you join. You can learn more at checkoutbrandschool.com. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope that it gives you some ideas on how you can create more consistency and increase the value of the offering you currently have. I would love to welcome you into Brand School if you feel like you need more help getting this put in place for yourself, or would like some resources that will help you do it. Remember, check out brandschool.com. And if you feel like you're all set and you're ready to go improve the value of your offering, I wish you luck. I hope it brings in higher paying clients that you can get better results for and helps you skyrocket your business success.